So we have to have a internal control, right? To do what? To make sure that these threats, all right, to prevent from these threats over here. Okay. So you know what's internal control? Internal control is a person in charge or to keep the relevant information secure. Okay, that's also one of the definition that can accepted. Internal control can also be some sort of procedure or some sort of policy you put inside your company to ensure that everything is perfect, everything met with the objective and comply with the regulatory policy, right? Basically, internal control is a set of procedure, policy to ensure that the company, your company is free from the threats. Alright, as simple as that. Of course, the definition, in book definition, I already share in the study kit. You can get from there. But for your understanding, what you should understand from this word internal control straight away come to your mind is it must relate to some steps or some procedure or some policy to ensure that the process is in line. All right, everything is in line to prevent the threats from happening. Okay. Are you okay? So, so here internal control, right? Of course, when you say about the policy, say about the procedures, what are them? What are them? Is there any guideline for you to follow? So, is there any possible framework for you to follow? So, yes, there is some framework for you to follow. So we can come down over here. We can see that in the world, right? We have few frameworks to guide you to establish a good internal control. You get what I'm trying to say? So inside a business, right? Okay, you look at the business processes, those processes inside your business is different from company to company. And then, of course, the type of threats you encounter might also be different. But the nature is still the same. So there is this guideline list for you. If you follow this guideline from this framework, then you can have a good set of internal control, which means a good set of steps to ensure that there's no threats. So we have a well-known framework is the COSO. Community, I forgot the full name. But anyway, it's COSO. It talks about the framework that you should have in a company to establish a good internal control. So what are the framework? They have a list of steps. First, you need to observe, monitor what happened in your company, all right? Then you need to go through the steps. And you also have another one more, which is the CHOBITS. CHOBITS is also another framework. It's also telling you how do you access, basically this tell you how do you assessment. ACC or ASS? Where's my English lecturer? Access, how you spell access? You want to assessment. Yeah, assessment, assess. ASS? ESS. Assessment, right? So you assess assessment, right? not to access. You know, assess is you want to evaluate, right? You want to check. So how do you access your business process cycle to ensure free, right? To ensure free from threats. Right. Basically, you want to access, right? You want to access. All right. You want to access the. It gives you a guideline, right? How is the processor, right? When you talk about how, means you talk about the process, and then if you talk about the process, it means you will have basically a guidelines for you to follow. I have listed the guidelines inside the study kit. I didn't emphasize on it, so means that it will not I will not ask you in the exam because my case study question is not on recalling the terms or not on memorizing the terms. Alright, you will apply it in the case. You will see later on. Alright, later on I have some example for you to see. So over here we have these two framework which give you a guide on how to access your processes and then to check where is the potential threats from happening. Cursor over here is general. Yes. No need to memorize the fact. Yeah, understand the concept. It's directly the same as your midterm. It's directly the same as your midterm. However, this time you have 4 questions. Yeah. This one, topic is related to IT. Someone say IT, right? Who say IT? Diana. Where is it? Give your friend clap. Yes, you're right. Chobits is IT because over here is the IT, right? So it actually gives you a more detailed framework to access on computer related items. Okay, then there's this concept. You know, when you talk about threats, it means you talk about risk, right? Risk of your company going in trouble. Threats and risks are partners. They're partners, right? If there is threat, there is risk. Risk of your company being exposed to threats. Threats cause the risk. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but threat and risk are always equal. They are like hand in hand, alright? They are partner. So those days, alright, those days, I'm supposed to say about this first, I forgot. Those days we, in the company, they access the risk. And access the risk means you are accessing the potential threats. When they access the risk, they access it silo based, alright? Silo based is like this, alright? They access the risk silo. Silo means go one by one. Like they check in the revenue department, they check the sales department only. And then they only access from the sales department. Then they go to the accounts receivable department, they only access the risk in the account receivable department. So they check it by silo basis. So you remember, okay, you look, okay, can you think? What is the deja vu over here? What is the deja vu over here? Coming to the class, sitting and then listening to me, right? We are repeating this for a few times already. No, not that one, alright, not that one. Silo, go back to the silo. Remember last time also, organizations, they have their system. You remember information system? They also record and collect the data silo basis, right? They are not integrated. Before the ERP come inside, right? Before this ERP come inside, over here. Before the ERP, each department have their own information system. And then this ERP concept come in, they integrate all the information into a centralized database. So similar to this also, it's the same. Risk last time, they manage them by their departments. Is it funny? Yeah? Yes, they separate department. So suddenly there's some guy, I don't know who is it lah. This one, the ERP, right, is ERP by Gartner. It's a guy called Gartner. Gartner. I also don't know is he the one that created this, but when you look at ERP, right, this person will come into mind, Gartner. Somehow, I don't know my spelling of his name correct or not, but Gartner. Search ERP in the Google, search ERP through the ChatGPT. You ask who is the one that developed ERP. I'm assure you that Gartner will come out. Over here, silo-based risk management. Well, we're talking about risk management over here. Risk management. All right, risk management. We have silo basis. This is those days. All right, those days. And now some guy, which is so obvious, he came in and then tell you that okay, we have to improve. No longer want the silo basis. We want some framework that can help you to access the risk comprehensively, holistically, all right, integratively. Same thing like the ERP. What we have over here is what? Do you know what is this over here? Another big term that just bring no meaning. Not bring no meaning lah. It's like obvious, Mr. Obvious, you know. Like ERP, right? It's obvious that it's just a term telling you that it's an integrated system. Over here we got another term. We also call ERM. Yes, your friend correct. What is it? K Chong, is it? What? Your name is what? Kawai. Yeah, Kawai. Give Kawai a clap. Yes, he's right. What is ERM? Enterprise risk management. All right. It is, in fact, another big name. All right. But this refers to organizations should manage their risk comprehensively, or they call this holistically in a whole organization. So when you assess the risk, you don't only look at one part of the impact. You will look at the whole cycle. You look at the whole thing, and then how the risk will be impacting your company. Of course, this one, again, in the audit class, you will learn them more detail. So when we talk about this ERM, you come back to over here, there is this, they call this COSO ERM, all right? Then there's this cube. There's this cube for you to follow. Like this, all right? There's this cube. So there's 5 stage over here, I think, and then 8. Over here, 4. I forgot already. But basically, there's like a list of because remember what we say over here, right? It's a guideline, right? It's a guideline, right? So there is a cube. All right, this cube for you to follow. The company must access their own company based on this framework, which is based on this cube, and then the cube has steps for them to go through. Then only they supposedly safe. Okay, it's like protocol lah. You know, like when you go to exam, right? Then there must be some check. Those checks, right? Like cannot bring in the phone, cannot bring in notes, right? Notes, yes. So how they come up with this one? All right, supposedly there must be some guide, and then they must observe first which one must bring in and then which one must not bring in. For example, the calculator can bring in no calculator, right? No calculator. Yes, no programming calculator. Is it still same? No programming calculator. You can bring in the Casio calculator, right? But no programming. Can you bring in the one with the financial calculator? No. Can bring in for financial management class. Yes. That's it. Aircon turn off a bit. I don't know how to turn off the aircon. Is it? You're freezing? Maybe you should stand up for a while. Because I'm standing, so I don't freeze. I think that's the purpose why they this one, right? Let me just pause this for. Okay. Alright. So. Okay, are you happy with the framework now? Yeah. Alright. So the framework basically just what I'm trying to say over here is, if you go to the case study of the application straight away to teach you on the final exam question, it makes no sense, you know. It's like you're watching a movie, and then you go and watch the final part of the movie, right? And then you don't know what happened to the main character or the villain, and then it's not fun. So what I'm trying to do over here is I'm just trying to build the bridge between the opening to the ending. Alright, later, this one is all just the story, alright? Just put in your mind, what I'm trying to tell you is some story to make sense of what we are trying to learn over here. Alright? That it doesn't come out from nowhere. Suddenly, right, you see in the exam, why am I answering these questions, right? So I'm just trying to build some bridge for you to relate. Okay? Then, over here, we are coming down to the quite important part. Let me just stop this.